Okay, so I am having a really annoying issue with the controls in Sonic X Shadow Generations. Um, and that issue is the Sonic Generations goes out of its way to detect that you are using a Nintendo controller, so a Switch Pro controller. It detects that and it will swap the button prompts for you. Shadow Generations does not. So what exactly does this mean? What does this entail? So let me walk you through my experience last night. So I just downloaded Sonic X Shadow Generations last night. I started with Sonic Generations, played a couple levels, and I pretty quickly was realizing, like, hold on, these controls are not what I remember. This is really weird. It turns out it's because they changed the controls. My understanding is they're trying to make it more like Sonic Frontiers. I don't know. I didn't play Sonic Frontiers, so I just switched to the legacy controls. But I also noticed that the button prompts were all wrong. So, like, it would tell me, it was detecting that I was using a Nintendo Switch controller, and it would tell me, like, press B to confirm and press A to cancel. But that it was wrong. Like, A was still to confirm and B was to cancel. And so I was like, what the hell's going on here? And then I remembered, oh, that's right. Years ago, I enabled a global setting on Steam that does this for me, like, to every game. So every game that I play a Switch controller with, it will swap those buttons for me. So Sonic Generations is detecting I'm using a Switch controller and swapping the buttons, and then Steam is also, like, double swapping those buttons. So I'm like, all right. So I had to Google, like, how do I disable this setting? Because it's been years since I've done this. It was something I did it once, and I never had to think about it again, right? So I'm like, all right. So I go into fucking big picture mode or whatever, and I disable the setting, and I start playing again, and all is right in the world. The bottom button jumps, the left button boosts, and it's displaying as what the buttons are actually called on my controller. Everything's good. It's fine. So now I play a couple levels, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me try Shadow Generations now. And Shadow Generations, I play through the first level. Everything feels good. I'm trying to get used to the new controls. Like, I see what they're going for. They want to make it so, like, you can boost without changing, or you can change the camera while you're boosting. Like, you don't have to take your thumb off the stick because you're boosting with, a trigger. I see what they're going for. Anyway, I get to the end of the first level, and there's a quick time event. A fucking missile comes flying at you, and the game tells you, mash X. Okay, X. And I start mashing X, and I fail the quick time event, I think. I'm like, was that a fail? Is that what was supposed to happen? Okay, so I failed the event. That's all good. That was just my reaction time. Like, I just wasn't ready for that. So the game just, like, sets you right back up, and I got to try it again. And this time I'm definitely ready for it, and I'm mashing X. And nothing happens again. I'm like, okay. Wow, they really want you to mash for this, huh? So I go into it a third time, and this time I'm like, I am mashing. Like, I got the technique. Like, my arm is locked. I'm, like, vibrating my entire fucking body to mash the button. And I fail it again. And at this point I'm like, okay, something's wrong here. and then I'm like, no. They wouldn't, would they? No. And I tried again, and this time I mash Y, and it fucking works. Are you kidding me? So Sonic Generations goes out of its way to detect that you're using a Nintendo controller, and it swaps the button prompts to match your controller. So, but fucking Shadow doesn't. What? How did this happen? How did this get? What? I don't understand. It's fine. It's like I'm still pressing the same physical buttons, right? Like, the bottom button is still the jump button, but it's just this weird situation now where I have to, like, when I'm playing as Sonic, I have to be in Nintendo mode. but then when I'm playing a Shadow, I have to get my brain into Xbox mode. And it's like, why do I have to switch modes like that in the same game? Just fucking, if you're gonna do it for one game, do it for both. Why would you just do it for one? I don't understand. How did this happen? Please, Nintendo, not Sega, fucking Sonic Team, whoever has control of this, please fix this. Also, thank you. I am genuinely very excited to keep playing the game. It's a good game, but like, I don't understand. Like, how did this happen? How did this happen? Anyway, what do you guys think of the controls? Like, do you guys mess with the fucking legacy controls or the default controls? Like, what's the best controls? Just tell me. I've only have like 30 minutes of playtime in this game so far, and like my muscle memory wants to go with the legacy controls, but like I see what they're going for with the modern controls. Like, I get it. It makes sense on paper, especially for Shadow, where you're in this like free roaming 3D world. Like, it makes sense. They would want to prioritize giving you camera control while you are boosting. I kind of wish they just went the adventure route and just had like L and R be the camera. Also, you have to like do this weird fucking claw grip, like to if you want to quick step and change the camera at the same time. Like, it's not okay. It's not really a claw, but it's pretty uncomfortable. Like, you got to keep like your index fingers on the bumpers and then like your ring fingers on the triggers, which like that means it's putting it's not very ergonomic. It puts a lot of weight onto your like weakest fingers to like support the controller. It just feels weird. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what are you guys playing on? And like, is it really that important to have camera control while boosting as Shadow? Like, does that really come up much? Or should I just go with the legacy controls because they feel better to me? Like, what do you guys think? Let me know. I won't let you get away. Also, quick side note, you might have noticed in my footage that I kept missing the L and R prompts every time, Sonic was doing tricks in the air. Yeah, it's because the game's just not detecting my R button anymore. Like, L works just fine, R does not work. I don't know. I'm using the same controller I used last night. I don't know why this would be different now. I tried going into the controls, and like, let's say I want to change crouch to R1. It doesn't work. I can change it to L, but not to R. I don't know. I fucking love PC gaming, dude.